actually the next day, and all the noisy work is done, and these scales are ready for epoxy. So we're going to epoxy these onto the knife tangs. I was actually working on 2 of them at the same time, so I have 2 of them to glue up. Both of them are the Osage Orange. This one has the grain going across, and this one has the grain going, well, not exactly with the length of the handle, but kind of at a diagonal. So I'm experimenting with the wood, seeing what I like. Right now I'm wiping everything down with what is this, alcohol? Paint thinner, actually. Whatever you got, paint thinner, denatured alcohol, whatever you got. Just giving everything a good wipe down, and then I'm going to start mixing up some epoxy, which I hope I have enough. I'm going to do one at a time because I don't know if I have enough epoxy. I don't want to mix it up and then be short. That would be a disaster. Alright, let's get this mixed up. Alright, so I guess I will glue the one in the video first. Go ahead and slather some epoxy on the inside of the first scale here. And I'll flip my blade over. Get some epoxy on the pin. Okay. And these holes here on the tang are not so much for weight reduction, but epoxy crossover, so you get epoxy going through the tang to both sides of the scales on both sides of the handle. And looks like we're going to have enough for this one. Make sure my pins go all the way through. And now time for the lanyard liner, which is it's actually a spent 5.56 cartridge. That's not going in because I flared it, so I'll just grab this other one. All right. Get my lanyard liner in there. And now it's time to get it in the vise. Alright, had to do a glove change, and I'm going to get some parchment paper, put on the jaws of the vise. And the reason is I've had the epoxy stick to the vise jaws, and when I went to separate the vise jaws, it actually splintered the wood. Alright, so I'm going to use the vise to clamp down the bottom nice and tight. Then I got my clamps for the top. You don't have to go like King Kong tight. But you can actually squeeze out all the epoxy. So you want it tight, but not like crazy tight. vice jaws are I'm just gonna bring that out a little bit like that. And I'm gonna put one in the front. On the bottom. Yeah, there's nothing worse than taking one of these apart, start shaping the handle, and then you got a gap. Really frustrating when that happens. I don't really like the way that's seating up there. It's like the vice jaw's crooked. I think that's got it. And you can use squeeze clamps too. They all don't have to be. I'll move this one down here. There it is. So this is a 5-minute epoxy. Go ahead and let that set up. Take my paint thinner, just kind of clean up the front here. Clean up anything I got on the blade. Because this is very messy. Have a couple pair of gloves handy so you can do a glove change. Alright, that looks good. Alright, so we'll let this set up, and this one is glued together. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. I'm not going to film that, but once this dries, it'll be ready for the final shaping and it'll be done. Alright, so I got the knives, I got the handle scales epoxied on both of them. This one here is set, but it's not cured. Kind of dead in water now. I gotta wait 24 hours. I usually wait 24 hours before I do any kind of shaping. Because the heat involved in shaping the handle can cause the epoxy to release and kind of run out if the epoxy is not fully cured. So, yep, kind of dead in the water, so we gotta wait. When we turn the camera back on, could be tomorrow, could be this evening, I don't know, but yeah, we'll be shaping, doing the final shape up and all the finish sanding and see how they turn out. So hold on. All right, so here it is. Next day, all the epoxy's dried, so I wrap the blade up with a paper towel and some masking tape in case I get any incidental contacts. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and start grinding the pins down, getting everything flat again, then we'll get into some shaping. So. so I just finished the hand sanding. Now I'm going to go ahead and put her in some linseed oil. So I'm going to let this thing soak for a minute, then we'll take it out and see how she looks. Alright, so let's go ahead and see how she looks. I don't know about y'all, but I think it looks pretty daggone good. I really like the grain in this. It reminds me of a lot like a maple grain, but of course the orange color is a completely different color. But the way the grain is, it looks real similar to a maple. So I'm going to go ahead and let this drip dry, and I still got one more handle to shape. We'll shape that one, and I'm going to go ahead and present both of the knives together so you can see both handles. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and let this drip dry. I'm going to shut the camera off. I'm going to get the other one shaped up, and yeah, we'll wrap this video up. Alright, so I guess it's time to bring this video to an end. I got the handle scales on the knife. The Osage Orange was a pleasure to work with. I want to thank Troy at Bar Run Forge, who just reached 5,000 subscribers. So if you haven't been to his channel, go over there and check them out and make it 5,001. But I'm sure they're well past 5,001 by now. So, but yeah, I want to thank Troy and Eli for giving me this piece of orange Osage. If you saw in the beginning me slicing the orange Osage into usable pieces, I kind of felt like I was slicing a slab of bacon, but yeah, I was putting a hurt on my bandsaw. My bandsaw didn't like it, but yeah, this is the beauty that was inside that old piece of wood, and it was a pleasure to bring it out and present it in two knives that will eventually wind up for sale at my Etsy store. So yeah, this one actually is a Scandi grind, and this one it's not quite a full flat grind, so there's a little bit of flat up at the top, so I don't know what the name for that is. We'll call it a 7/8 flat grind. But I'm going to bring this video to a close. I'm going to post some up close pictures to kind of hopefully show you guys the beauty that is really in this grain. So again, this one is across the handle scales, or across the handle, and this one is with the length of the handle, and I think I kind of like this one better. But I sliced a whole bunch of slabs of each, so whatever happens in the future happens in the future. I want to thank Bar Run Forge for giving me this. I actually picked this up when I was at the gathering, and I really appreciate him thinking of me to get this home and actually get to work with it. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. A little Britney Spears.